Hey, I want to talk to you about something that's becoming harder to ignore, and honestly, it affects your future, your retirement, and your peace of mind. There's now a growing warning from policymakers and financial experts. Social Security could face automatic benefit cuts. And here's the surprising part. This wouldn't even require a vote in Congress. It could happen automatically, if nothing changes. So yeah, this is one of those topics where understanding it early can make a real difference. Let's start with the big picture. Right now, Social Security supports over 70 million Americans. And that's not just retirees. It includes people with disabilities, surviving spouses, and families, millions of people who rely on these monthly checks just to get by. In fact, for more than 40% of seniors, Social Security isn't extra income, it's their main income. So when we talk about potential cuts, we're not talking about something small. We're talking about rent, groceries, medication, everyday life. Now here's where the warning comes in. The system is facing what's called a funding shortfall. And you don't need to get technical. Just think of it like this. Right finger money coming in, right finger versus money going out for years. More money has been going out than coming in. So the system has been dipping into its reserves, like using savings to cover expenses. But that reserve isn't unlimited. And based on current projections, it could run out around 2032. Now here's the key detail most people don't realize. Social Security doesn't disappear after that. But it can only pay out what it collects in taxes. And that's where the estimated cut comes from. Right finger about 24%. For a typical retired couple, that could mean losing around $18,000 per year. That's not a small change. And what makes this even more concerning is, this wouldn't happen because Congress voted for cuts, it would happen because nothing was done. So why is this happening? It mostly comes down to demographics. People are living longer, which means they collect benefits for more years. At the same time, fewer children are being born. So there are fewer workers paying into the system. Right now, there are about 2.7 workers for every one beneficiary. Years ago, that number was much higher. And that shift puts serious pressure on the system. There's also another layer. Benefits have grown over time, which makes sense. But the revenue coming in hasn't kept up. So that gap keeps getting wider. And while all of this is happening, there's something else going on behind the scenes. The Social Security Administration has reduced staffing, about 7,000 workers. That's led to longer wait times, backlogs, and even office closures in some areas. At the same time, there's a push to move more services online. And on paper, that sounds efficient. But not everyone is comfortable with online systems. Especially older Americans who depend on in-person help. So now there's a real tension. Right finger efficiency versus accessibility, and if that balance isn't handled carefully, it could create delays and confusion for the people who need help most. So what can actually be done? There's no shortage of ideas, but there's no clear agreement either. Some proposals are gradual. Increasing payroll taxes slightly, raising the retirement age over time. Adjusting how benefits are calculated. Others are more structural. Personal retirement accounts. Shifting parts of the system for younger workers. Each option has trade-offs. And that's where politics comes in. Social Security is often called the third rail of politics. Meaning, it's something lawmakers are very careful to touch. Because any change can be unpopular. So what happens? Right finger decisions get delayed. But here's the reality. The longer we wait, the fewer options we have. And the changes become more sudden. And this doesn't just affect individuals. If benefits drop by 24% across millions of people, that impacts the entire economy. Less spending, less support for local businesses, slower growth. So what does this mean for you? It depends on your situation, but here are a few practical things to think about. First, try to see Social Security as part of your plan, not the whole plan. Even small steps, saving a little more, investing, or building another income source, can help. Second, stay informed. Changes are likely coming in some form, and knowing early gives you time to adjust. And third, it's okay to rethink expectations. Retirement might not look exactly like it used to, and being flexible now can reduce stress later. Now let's come back to that 2032 timeline. It might sound far away, but changes like this take years to implement. So the window to act? Right finger, it's already open. This doesn't mean panic. It doesn't mean everything is falling apart. But it does mean paying attention. Because Social Security is still one of the most important programs in the country. The question isn't whether it will exist, right finger, it's how it might change. And if you've been thinking about this, or even just starting to think about it now, you're not alone. Feel free to share your thoughts. Because at the end of the day, this is about staying aware, being prepared, and moving forward without feeling overwhelmed. And as new updates come out, I'll keep breaking them down with you.